Hello, my friends and our amazing supporters. My name is Liz Davis Edwards, and I'm the CEO and founder of WelcomeNST. I think most of you know me. In these final days preceding an election in which our very democracy seems to be on trial, I wanted to reach out to you for a couple of reasons. First, to let you know that we are not going to have a Boston Gala this year. Instead, we're going to focus every last morsel of energy on engaging communities to offer refuge to 100 more families by the end of the year. Yeah, it's a big goal. However, I've also been reminded by my team that now is not a moment for silence, but for advocacy. So it's in that spirit that I also wanted to share a message of support, not for immigration policy, but rather for the people, the humans, caught in the crossfire. As a person of faith, I can't help but look at this moment through that lens, so I hope you'll forgive me when I cite an Old Testament scripture that says, "Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow God will do his wonders among you." To me, these words entice us to reach higher, be kinder and quicker to do good, and slower to anger, to do better, and then to look up and see all the good that's already there. We at WelcomeNST feel prompted and required even to bear witness that these wonders have in fact been happening all along. We've seen them in the hundreds of donors who've founded us to engage 260 communities across 33 states and in the 4,000 Americans and their families, including so many of you who have selflessly stepped up and said yes to offering refuge to a refugee family they've never even met, only to find their own hearts and minds expanded in the act of opening their arms, their doors, and their neighborhoods. It's amazing. And we've seen those wonders in families like the Montenegros from Guatemala, and the Alexis family from Burundi, and the Austin Penos from Ukraine, who have faced the worst the world has to offer, yet arrived legally in America with a tangible hope for the future and a palpable drive to get to work on making it a reality. So today, at this defining moment for our country, I invite you to pause alongside us and consider those defining moments in the lives of families like Jonathan's, whose parents were brutally murdered by militia in his home in Africa, after which he and his 3 brothers, the oldest was only 9, miraculously escaped, only to spend the next 2 decades in a refugee camp waiting for legal permission to come to the U.S. They were just welcomed by an NST last week. Awesome. Or consider the room full of Haitian families at a shelter near my home who I met the night before the presidential debate, hearing stories of one man's brother being killed in front of his eyes and a mom's tearful story of her little 4-year-old girl being held at gunpoint. It's moments like these that have forced millions of families to leave everything they know and love behind in hopes that they will finally be met with kindness, mercy, safety, and this in the land of freedom and prosperity. And thanks to you, many of them were, but they were also subjected to vulgarity and targeted with false accusations and racist assertions launched from our national stage. Surely these are defining moments in the lives of refugee families, but as Patrick Kieran once said, being a refugee does not define them. Some of them will go on to be Nobel laureates, public servants, physicians, scientists, musicians, artists, religious leaders, and contributors in other fields. I would add that in fact our economy depends on it. No, this moment does not define them, but our response will help define us. Next week, may we continue to live these principles and demand that our leaders do the same as we choose how we want to define ourselves and our country, prioritizing principle over party, country over self, and liberty and justice for all. Dan Rather once said, "One of the noblest ideals of our country is that anyone from anywhere can be an American." We at WelcomeNST have a collective vision, purpose, and rallying cry that echoes the official U.S. motto adopted by Congress in 1782. Out of many, one. We hope you'll join us. Thank you.